Hey, it's BrickTsar. You know, I've been doing videos here for 10 years, and one thing I'm known for is my love of vintage Lego sets. I'm a Lego set collector. And so when Lego came out with this 90th anniversary of the forming of the Lego Corporation Group, whatever you want to call it, it's not 90 years of the Lego name, it's 90 years of the company that became Lego. But anyway, they had all these throwbacks, which I'll show you here in a minute. I got them in my sorting tray. So I was like, this is a pretty cool concept for a set. But one thing with Lego sets is you can look at a set and maybe think that you'll like it and you get it. Maybe you do. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you see a set and you don't think you'll like it, but then when you actually build it, you're like, oh, this was more interesting than I thought. So I think it's good to form opinions. I mean, you can form opinions at any time because they're opinions, but you can get a better opinion for your benefit of yourself if you actually have it in your hands and look at it. So I was really excited about this set, and I really loved what they did, but this set has a problem, and we're going to talk about it in this video. Let's look at it. All right, I'm going to use the back of the box for a reference. I don't know officially the set names of a lot of them. Yeah, I probably should. But we're going to talk about them, talk about some of my favorites. So I got them all in the tray here. So I'll pull them out and show them to you. And I guess we'll go in chronological order. And that's exactly how the build goes in the book, which I really love. I love that you start at 1932 and you work your way up to modern times. So the first thing you build, of course, is the duck. And this is a plastic version of one of the most iconic of Ole Kurt Christensen's wooden toys, the duck. Although this look awful. This duck just I was like, even using simplified bricks, I think they could have done a better job with it, just in my opinion. But again, these are oversimplified versions of sets, so maybe it's like an artistic thing. But yeah, so that's the wooden duck, 1932. Then they skip like 29 years. They go to the next one. I'm like, what happened to all the other ones? I guess they didn't want to keep doing like wooden sets or Merston brick sets. But the next one we get is an HO scale vehicle and a house. So this is 1961, which would have been the town plan era. So we got the red and white bricks, which were the predominant colors of bricks back in 1961. The box here actually has, that's Keld Kurt Christensen, Ole Kurt Christensen's grandson, when he was a little boy. And that is 810 Town Plan. That's one of my most coveted and favorite sets. I mean, I own it. And I got videos on the channel of getting that set and doing reviews of it. But it had these little vehicles, and they were HO scale. So this is actually, it's close to the size. It's a little bit smaller than the HO scale vehicle. So yeah, this is the classic delivery truck that was in that early set. And another one, the next one up, is from 1966. This is the year that Lego introduced Lego trains. They had some really good years of creative sets. Yes, there were some simplified sets through the 70s, late 60s and in the 70s, and then the 80s we had trains, but this is the 113 train. I've done videos on it. It actually would have 3 cars. I actually thought of getting the parts and it would have 2 cars, 3 total with the engine. And I thought about building one more of these. But yeah, and the interesting thing about Lego trains, I've said this many times in videos where I talk about trains and the 100+ videos I've done on Lego trains, that the tracks, everything will still run on track. So this one won't because it's a miniaturized version. But yeah, the actual 113 train will fit on Lego train track from today. It just might not work as well because they had grooves on the old track. But yeah, it'll work. All right, so that was 66. And now they skip all the way to 1978. So they skip like my generation, which was the mid-70s. That's when I got into Lego in the mid-70s. They skipped all that and they go right to the Yellow Castle, which they've been doing a proliferation of nostalgia grabs for the Yellow Castle in recent times. So there's nothing wrong with this being in this set, but it's like, yeah, they're really what do you call it when you beat a dead horse or something? All right, the next thing they get is another one that they've been really referencing a lot, the Galaxy Explorer. This is 1979. So, we skipped like 39 years going to 61, but yeah, now we're doing like almost consecutive years. So Galaxy Explorer, definitely a thing to include. And I'm really glad that they included this next one, which is a Fabuland reference. Elton the Elephant, I think. So Fabuland, one of my favorite themes to collect, and this is 1981. Then they jump up to 1989, another iconic classic, one they've also done other miniature versions of, the Black Seas Barracuda from 1989. Then they jump up to 1998, the next decade. It would have been neat if they'd done one thing from every decade, which they came close to. Some of them were barely in the decade, so they skip most of the 90s. They get up to 1998, and we get a Johnny Thunder set. And I think this is like something with the Sphinx. Those adventurer sets, I say Johnny Thunder, they're really adventurers, but Johnny Thunder, the main character. They had play features, which was cool. All right, so then we'll go up to 2000. I'm kind of glad they actually included some of the cheese. Well, almost dropped it. So this is a reproduction of a Belleville set from 2000. It was a stagecoach with a wedding, and they also did a version of it that was of the Danish royal wedding. That's the copy I have, the Danish royal wedding one. Then we jump up to 2001. One of the most important themes Lego ever made, that they just totally memed the figure here, Bionicle. This is, Bionicle fans, is what they think of you. All right, and then we jump up to 2005. I said I never had. I don't think I ever bought it in 2005, so I've never had this particular police station. Police stations are like X-Wings and Luke's land speeders from Star Wars. They make them every year, so each generation of kid can get a police station. All right, and here's one of my favorite sets I've never built. I think I should build it one day. So this is based on the 2010 excavator. Has this little front hoe thing here. I need to build it. It's actually the original. It's on the box there. It had a problem with the early releases, so I don't know which version I have. It has the early pneumatic things or the replacement pneumatic things. But anyway, so then we jump up to 2013. So I think there was a missed opportunity here. Ninjago, Ninjago definitely should be in this set, but they skipped the modulars. I'm like, why did you skip modulars? That's like one of the most important things, or creator with modulars. But anyway, they skipped over the creation of modulars. But it's one of the Ninjago sets. And then we jump up to 2017, another important theme that definitely should have been in here, Lego Friends. I don't even know which one of this is. I'm thinking about selling all my Lego Friends stuff now, though. But anyway, and then they ended up with this crap, dots. Yeah, it kind of is a synopsis of where Lego is these days. So those are the builds and the references. It's kind of like a Lego timeline. So I love the principal idea of this set and having throwbacks. And, so I got a couple of problems with the set. Maybe they're minor complaints, but one thing is all the extra pieces, which I understand why they do it. It's like, here are some sets from all eras of Lego almost, and so here's all these extra pieces. Build something that you like. My problem is I would have liked to have been like either or, and I know that's what the thing with the classic sets is. They give you a few small builds, and then you got a whole bunch of other pieces you can do whatever. But I just don't think they give you quantity of parts to really build something substantial. It's just like one or two parts of a type in a color, so it's really hard to build things, and maybe that's the challenge of it. But this is my thinking, is I think I would have rather had a set that was just those builds and not these, and maybe being half the price. But the price, especially at Walmart, the price of this is not it's not a bad deal. It's not a bad set. Personally, I think I would rather had more builds, maybe one every 5 years, or more themes, maybe have like 40 things, or I don't know. Just, I just don't like this. So another thing I didn't like is, well, say thing I do like. I do like that they show like the original artwork from the sets, whether these are instructions or boxes artwork. I don't remember which one it is on most of it. They kind of look like boxes, but I like that they did that. And I would have liked to seen more history in the printed manual, but there's not. I mean, they got some photographs here and there of the actual pieces, but not of like the vintage part. And I think it's in the back of one of these, or was it the front? Oh yeah, the back. It's got basically what's on the box. And I do realize they probably make these for all languages, so they're not going to put a lot of text in there. But I think it would have been nice to have a little history of each of these sets, because the casual consumer that's a new Lego fan or a recent Lego fan, they're not going to know anything about all these. They might not even know some of these were sets. They might just think, oh, this is the way Lego was in the 60s. This is the way Lego was in the there's not much in the 70s, the late 70s. Maybe they know they're set, maybe they don't. But it would have been cool if they just had a little paragraph or a short couple of sentences about each item and what it was and what the name of it was. Because I think that, like, I look at that and I know that's 810 Town Plan. Most people are not going to know that. Most people are not going to know that's set 113. Most people are not going to know that's set 375 or 6075. Most people aren't going to know that's set 487. I don't know Elton the Elephant. What is it? 3701? I don't know. I'm just guessing. Black Sea's Barracuda is 6285. Some of these do have the set numbers. Oh, okay, so up here they get the set numbers on this one. Oh, there's you can see the 497. You can see the 375. So some of them do have the numbers. Elton doesn't. Yeah, so the other ones, they are box art. But they don't have the name of the set on some of these. Yeah, I think it's a missed opportunity. It was just lazily pulling images from. Oh, you know what? Speaking of pulling images, I wish they had done the BrickTsar thing that they did with the corner garage and pulled one of my images and put on there. That would have been cool, but they didn't. But so yeah, I think it's a missed opportunity with the manual. Just give a little history lesson to new people that are into Lego. But I got a bunch of pieces I'll never use here now, and I don't know. I don't think this set's a keeper for me. I don't think it is. So yeah, I think I'll stop collecting Lego so much now. I'm burned out, and I'm going to go home now. I'm kind of tired. I'll see you guys. I got proof that I didn't buy these for me. You see the doggy? This is why you're too young for this set. You don't eat the doggy. Oh, there.